Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane is calling out rapper Pooh Shiesty, trolling him in a new song.
The feds arrested Shiesty, his father, and other associates for charges of kidnapping and robbing at a Dallas record store.
Something just dropped, and the entire rap world is trying to figure out if this is real, or if things just took a turn nobody was ready for. Because when the name Gucci Mane starts trending for revealing the truth, you already know it's not going to be light. And this time, it involves Pooh Shiesty. Yeah, this one got people talking heavy. Now let's be clear from the start, nothing is officially confirmed, but social media is going crazy over what fans believe could be a deeper situation behind the scenes. It all started with a clip. Short, unclear, but enough to spark conversation. In that clip, Gucci Mane appeared to be speaking in a tone that felt different, more serious, more direct, almost like he was addressing something that had been building up for a while. "Y'all don't know everything," he reportedly said. That one line? It sent shockwaves across the internet. Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high instantly. People started digging, connecting dots, bringing up past moments between Gucci and Pooh Shiesty, interviews, lyrics, even old posts that didn't seem important at the time. And now, they're being looked at differently. Some people think Gucci Mane might be hinting at tension behind the scenes. Others believe this is just being blown out of proportion. But one thing is clear. The conversation isn't slowing down, because if there's really something going on between Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty, then this could change how people see everything. And right now, the biggest question is, what exactly did Gucci Mane mean? And why now? The moment that clip started circulating, everything shifted. What seemed like a casual statement from Gucci Mane quickly turned into one of the most talked about conversations in hip-hop. Fans weren't just watching anymore. They were analyzing, replaying, and trying to understand what he really meant. Because when Gucci speaks in that tone, people listen differently. It didn't sound like promotion. It didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like something deeper. And that's when the name Pooh Shiesty got pulled into the conversation. At first, it was subtle. A few comments here and there. Fans bringing up their past connection, their music together, the way Gucci Mane supported Pooh Shiesty early on. But then the tone changed. Social media is saying that maybe things weren't as solid behind the scenes as they appeared on the surface. Some people think Gucci's words were directed at Pooh Shiesty indirectly. Others believe fans are reading too much into a general statement. Nothing is confirmed. But the energy? It's shifting. Fans are shocked at how quickly the narrative changed. One moment, people were celebrating their history as mentor and protege. The next, they were questioning whether there was tension that nobody knew about. Wait, did something happen between them? One fan posted. Another replied, "This feels deeper than what we see." And that's where things start to get complicated, because Gucci Mane isn't just any artist in this situation. He's someone who has built a reputation for spotting talent, bringing artists into the spotlight, and helping shape careers. So when his name gets tied to anything that feels like criticism or disappointment, people pay attention. Some fans believe that if he is hinting at something, it could be related to expectations, what he expected versus what actually happened. At the same time, there are fans defending Pooh Shiesty, saying that nothing should be assumed without clear facts. They're pointing out that the internet has a way of turning small moments into big stories. And they're not wrong, because right now everything is based on interpretation, a tone, a sentence, a feeling. Still, that hasn't stopped people from digging. Old interviews are being brought back. Clips of Gucci Mane talking about loyalty, growth, and responsibility are being shared again. Some fans think those messages might connect to what's happening now. Others believe it's just coincidence. But once people start connecting dots, it's hard to stop. Meanwhile, emotions are running high across social media. You've got fans saying, "If Gucci's saying something, there's a reason." And others responding, "Y'all need to chill, nothing's been confirmed." The comments are filled with debate and people are completely divided. What makes this even more intense is the timing. Some people think this moment didn't come out of nowhere, that maybe something has been building behind the scenes for a while. Unconfirmed reports suggest that there could have been disagreements, differences in direction, or expectations that weren't met. Again, nothing is confirmed, but the idea alone is enough to keep the conversation alive. And then there's the silence. Pooh Shiesty hasn't responded. No statement, no reaction, no clarification. And that silence is being interpreted in different ways. Some fans believe it means there's truth to what's being implied. Others think it's just a decision to stay out of internet drama. But in moments like this, silence can mean anything. And that's what makes it so powerful. Because without clear answers, people fill in the gaps themselves. At this point, nobody really knows what Gucci Mane was referring to. It could be something small, it could be something serious, or it could be nothing at all. But the way fans are reacting, it feels like something bigger, and the longer this goes without clarification, the more intense it's becoming. The situation didn't cool down, it intensified. What started as one short clip has now turned into a full-blown conversation that's pulling in more voices, more opinions, and even more speculation everywhere you look. People are talking about Gucci Mane and trying to decode what he really meant. Social media is going crazy, and the deeper fans dig, the more complicated everything starts to feel. Then came another moment that pushed everything even further. A second clip began circulating. Again, not officially confirmed, but this one showed Gucci Mane in a different setting, speaking more openly about loyalty and expectations. He didn't mention any names directly, but the way he spoke had people immediately connecting it back to Pooh Shiesty. His tone felt serious, almost disappointed, and that alone was enough to spark another wave of reactions. Some people forget who helped them, he reportedly said. That line, it hit hard. Fans are shocked at how direct it sounded, even without any names being mentioned. Some people think this confirms that there's tension behind the scenes. Others believe it's still too vague to draw conclusions. But either way, emotions ran high as the conversation shifted from speculation to something that feels more personal. Now the debate isn't just about what Gucci said, it's about what he meant. Some fans believe this could be about loyalty, about artists staying connected to the people who supported them early on. Others think it might be about business disagreements, creative differences, or even misunderstandings that grew over time. Nothing is confirmed, but the theories are getting more detailed by the hour. At the same time, supporters of Pooh Shiesty are pushing back harder than ever. They're saying people are jumping to conclusions without evidence. Y'all putting words in his mouth, one fan commented. Another wrote, until names are said, this is all assumptions. And they have a point, because despite how intense everything feels, there's still no direct confirmation of anything. But that hasn't slowed the conversation down. If anything, it's made it louder. More clips are being dug up, old interviews are being rewatched. Fans are pointing out moments where Gucci Mane talked about discipline, growth, and staying focused. Some people think those messages now carry a different meaning. Others think it's just hindsight making things seem connected. And then came another twist. A few industry figures, again, indirectly, started posting messages that fans believe might be related. No names, no direct references, but phrases like respect goes both ways and don't forget your foundation started appearing online. Alright, now these posts could be about anything. There's no confirmation they're connected to this situation, but in the middle of everything happening, fans are interpreting them as part of the bigger picture. Once again, the conversation explodes. People are analyzing timelines, comparing posts, trying to figure out if there's a pattern. Some fans believe this shows that the situation is real and being discussed behind the scenes. Others think it's just coincidence being blown out of proportion. But either way, the tension is growing. What makes this even more intense is how personal it feels. This isn't just about music anymore. It's about relationships, expectations, and the pressure that comes with success. But fans are emotionally invested because they've seen the journey from early collaborations to major success, and now they're trying to understand what might have changed. Meanwhile, Pooh Shiesty remains silent, no response, no clarification, no denial, and that silence is being interpreted in completely different ways. Some fans believe it means he's choosing not to engage with rumors. Others think it suggests there might be truth to what's being implied. But without any direct statement, nobody really knows, and that's what keeps this situation alive, because every unanswered question creates another theory, every vague statement creates another debate, and every moment of silence adds more pressure. Right now, it feels like everything is building towards something, but nobody knows exactly what. And some people think this could lead to a direct response, maybe even through music. Others believe it might fade away if no one addresses it, but at this point, it doesn't feel like it's fading. It feels like it's escalating, and the longer this goes on without clear answers, the more intense it becomes. Now the situation feels heavier than ever, and the energy has shifted into something much more emotional. What started as speculation has now turned into a full-blown debate about loyalty, expectations, and what really happens behind the scenes in the industry. The conversation surrounding Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty is no longer just about a few clips. It's about what those clips might represent, and fans are taking it personally. At this point, people aren't just reacting, they're choosing sides. Some fans are standing firmly with Gucci Mane, believing that his words carry weight and meaning. They're saying things like, he wouldn't speak like that for no reason, and there's definitely something we don't know. Others are defending Pooh Shiesty, arguing that it's unfair to build a narrative without clear proof. Nobody said his name. One fan wrote, "Y'all just connecting dots that might not even exist." And that divide, it's getting sharper by the hour. Social media is going crazy with debates that feel more intense than ever. Comment sections are turning into full arguments, with fans breaking down every word, every tone, every pause in those clips. Emotions ran high as people started bringing up past moments, old interviews, lyrics, and even subtle interactions that didn't seem important before, but now feel different in this context. Then came another moment that pushed everything even further. A rumored conversation, again completely unverified, started spreading online. Some people claim it involves someone close to Gucci Mane speaking about disappointment and expectations. No clear source, no confirmation, but that didn't stop fans from reacting like it was real. If this is true, that changes everything. One post read. Another said, "This is getting deeper than we thought." And just like that, the tension grew again. At the same time, more indirect reactions started appearing. Vague posts, subtle captions, and messages that didn't mention names but felt like they could be connected. Some fans believe these are quiet responses to the situation. Others think it's all coincidence being amplified by the moment. But in an environment like this, every small detail becomes something bigger. Meanwhile, the silence from Pooh Shiesty is becoming one of the biggest talking points. No statement, no response, nothing to confirm or deny what's being said, and that silence is being interpreted in completely different ways. Some fans believe it's a sign of maturity, choosing not to engage with speculation. Others think it might mean there's truth behind the scenes that hasn't been addressed yet. But the reality is, nobody knows, and that uncertainty is what's fueling everything. What makes this moment even more intense is how personal it feels to the audience. Fans have followed the journey, seen the collaborations, the support, just the growth, and now they're trying to understand what might have changed. For some, it feels like watching a relationship shift in real time, even if it's all based on speculation. At the same time, there's pressure building, because the longer this situation goes without clarification, the bigger it becomes. Expectations are rising, and people are starting to feel like something has to happen next. Whether it's a statement, a response, or even a track that addresses everything, fans are waiting, and that waiting, it's creating tension. Some people think this could lead to a direct moment where everything is explained. Others believe it might stay unclear, leaving fans to debate it long after the conversation fades. But right now, it doesn't feel like it's fading at all. It feels like it's reaching a peak. Every new reaction adds weight. Every theory adds pressure, and every moment of silence makes the situation feel more serious. And right in the middle of all this, Gucci Mane hasn't clarified anything further. No follow-up, no explanation, just those original words, still echoing, and the more people replay them, the more they try to figure out what was really meant. And just when it felt like the situation couldn't get any more intense, everything shifted again, not with a clear answer, not with a direct statement, but with a feeling that something bigger was right around the corner. The conversation surrounding Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty has now reached a point where every small detail feels important, and every moment of silence feels intentional. At this stage, people aren't just reacting to what was said, they're reacting to what hasn't been said. Because despite all the noise, all the debates, all the speculation, there's still no clear confirmation of anything, and that silence is making the situation feel even heavier. Fans are watching closely, waiting for something, anything that could bring clarity. Some people believe that Gucci Mane's words were just general advice, something meant for a broader audience. Others are convinced that there was a deeper meaning behind it, something personal that just hasn't been fully revealed yet, and that's what's keeping the conversation alive. Because when something feels unfinished, people keep searching for answers. Social media is going crazy trying to predict what happens next. Some fans think this could lead to a direct response, maybe even through music. Others believe it might be handled privately, away from the public eye. And then there are those who think nothing else will come from this at all, that this moment will eventually fade once people realize there's no confirmation. But right now, it doesn't feel like it's fading. It feels like it's holding, like everything is paused right before something important happens. At the same time, more more subtle reactions continue to appear. A few posts here and there, nothing direct, nothing confirmed, but enough for fans to start connecting dots again. Some people think these posts are responses. Others believe they're unrelated. But in the middle of everything happening, every small detail becomes part of the story. Emotions are still running high, fans are divided, debates are ongoing, and the tension hasn't gone away. Some are saying there's definitely something behind this. Others are pushing back on reminding everyone that no names were ever mentioned and no facts have been confirmed. And both sides are holding their ground. What makes this moment feel so intense is how personal it has become for the audience. This isn't just about two artists anymore. It's about expectations, loyalty, and how people interpret relationships in the industry. Fans have built their own understanding of these connections over time, and now they're trying to figure out if that understanding was ever accurate. Meanwhile, the silence from Pooh Shiesty continues. No reaction, no statement, nothing to confirm or deny what's being discussed. And that silence is adding another layer to everything, because without a response, the speculation keeps growing. The same goes for Gucci Mane. No follow-up, no clarification, no attempt to address the conversation that's been built around his words. And that choice to remain silent is being interpreted in different ways. Some fans believe it means there's nothing to explain. Others think it means there's more to the story than what's been said so far. But the truth is, we still don't know. And that's what makes this moment so unpredictable, because when there are no clear answers, the conversation doesn't end. It evolves. It grows. It takes on new meanings depending on who you ask. Right now, everything feels like it's on edge. Like one statement could change the entire narrative. Like one response could either confirm everything or shut it all down. But until that happens, the tension remains. Fans are watching, waiting, and trying to figure out what's real and what's not. And whatever happens next, whether it's a response, a clarification, or complete silence, one thing is certain. This conversation isn't going away anytime soon, so now we're left in that space where everything feels real, but nothing is actually confirmed. A few words from Gucci Mane turned into a full-blown conversation involving Pooh Shiesty, and now the entire internet is trying to figure out what it all really means. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, social media is going crazy, and people are completely divided between what they believe is truth and what might just be speculation. Was this a message? Was it a warning? Or was it simply something taken out of context that turned into something much bigger than it was supposed to be? Because right now, nothing is confirmed, but the conversation, it's louder than ever. Oh, so now I want to hear from you. What do you think really happened? Do you believe Gucci Mane was speaking about something deeper involving Pooh Shiesty? Or do you think fans are connecting dots that don't actually exist? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't hold back. Say exactly how you feel. And if you're tapped into moments like this, where hip-hop feels bigger than just music, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because whenever something like this starts building, you already know we're going to be right here breaking it all down with you.